Hello, everyone. Let me tell you something. In the last few minutes, I've started video. I say cut, stop this thing. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like worried. Like, when you want to talk, I don't know. It's just like today, but I'm just like, no, these issues have to be discussed because it's like more and more of this issue. Like, okay, which one do you talk about? Which, so you've been talking about this thing for a very long time. But you know what? No, the moment where we feel the most worried, when we feel like tired, our body is tired. Like the other day, I was telling someone, I said, my soul feels tired. And the person like, no, you shouldn't say your soul feels tired. Your body should feel tired. I said, that's how I feel this day. But you know what? We have to intentionally fight it. And it's for a reason to weary us down and get us to either just give up on the country or just say we are not doing what we're doing. This tweet for Daniel Reg, I'm going to start with it before I go into the thing. He says, surprising how both controversies that surround Tinubu over the years are the age and certificate discussion. And these are the two exact things that the National Assembly chose to remove, reportedly, he said, speaks volume. Never seen more corrupt government than this present regime, but it's even more sickening that it's done in broad daylight. A lot of things are being done, in broad daylight. But on this one, on the issue of the National Assembly, they say legalizes fraud by removing certificate forgery and age falsification as valid grounds to challenge election tribunal inside the Electoral Act. I can tell you this Electoral Act that has been signed, it's a landmine for opposition, as in trap and all of that. The fact that this thing went through, it's enough to awaken all of us, honestly. If National Assembly, we continue to allow people who do not have fighting spirit, people who will just sit down, who say anything that is done, they will just accept it to continue to be in National Assembly or state houses of assembly, will continue to have problem in this country. I tell you, it's crazy the kind of things you see criminality being done in broad daylight. Broad daylight. Then the National Assembly seemed to have legalized fraud in the country's political landscape after removing certificate forgery and age falsification as valid grounds for challenging election results at tribunals in the newly signed Electoral Act. So now, anything about Tinubu, he knows that those are the main issues that were, against him, and that can be used now and say, okay, it's pre-election matters being brought up. They've removed them. And this is why I always tell people, the most powerful arm of government is actually that National Assembly. And they can do a whole lot. If they didn't make these laws, this person will not even have anything that is signing anyhow. If they didn't make those laws pass, if they didn't pass those laws, he won't have anything that he's signing. And if they pass a law, even if he doesn't sign, they can, veto it and make it law without a president or whatever. So it is crazy what all the things that we have, right now. He said, and then coming from parallel facts, he said the development has been described as one that could erupt fresh constitutional storm with legal scholars, civil society actors and political stakeholders, warning that the National Assembly may have set the stage for a confrontation between legislative authority and constitutional supremacy. Because a lot of people are saying this is a crime, even under the Constitution, but you cannot just come and remove it because you want to please, your godfather or whatever. This 10th Assembly is the most disgraceful one, unfortunately, that we've seen in Nigeria. It's crazy, it's terrible. At the heart of controversy lies Section 138 of the Act, a provision that critics say narrows the grounds upon which the election results may be challenged, while conspicuously omitting qualification, including allegations of certificate forgery as a basis for election petition. The implications, observers say, go beyond technical drafting. They strike at the philosophical core of Nigeria's democratic order. Who qualifies to hold public office and who ultimately decides? Section 1381 provides that an election may only be questioned on two grounds, and that it was invalid by reason of corrupt practices or non-compliance with the Act, or that the respondent was not duly elected by a majority of lawful votes cast. Subsection 3 goes further, prescribing penalties of not less than 5 million naira on counsel and 10 million on petitioners who file outside this ground. So if you even dare to file, to bring anything, not these two, maybe you go now come and say that, oh no, there is a certificate issue or age falsification issue or one thing, they will fine you You, the petitioner, they will fine you 10 million naira, nothing less than 10 million naira. Then the counsel, the lawyer that brought that case will be fined nothing less than 5 million naira. These are a whole thing. My fellow Nigerians, I don't know how much I'm going to be saying this thing. As we go into 2027 election, it is a one that there people are fighting for their lives. We need to reverse a lot of the laws that have been done, put in place, and all of that. These are laws that are crazy, that are anti-people, anti-nation, destroying the nation, and more. We need to get people who have courage into National Assembly, people who can speak on issues, people who are not afraid, people that will be there for Nigeria and not be there as slaves for other people. Previous electoral frameworks explicitly recognize qualification as a ground of election petition. If you are not qualified, what are you doing there? That grant covered allegations such as age falsification, perjury, and certificate forgery. Its omission from the new act, critics argue, represent not just legislative tinkering, but a potentially seismic shift in Nigeria's electoral jurisprudence. Constitutional provisions appear unambiguous. Section 1371J and 1821J of the 1999 Constitution as amended disqualify any person from contesting for the office of president or governor if he or she has presented a forged certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission. Similarly, Section 66(1) subsection I, subsection 66 subsection 1I and Section 107 subsection 1I bars such persons from election into the National Assembly and houses of assembly. For constitutional lawyers, qualification is not procedural, it is substantive and foundational. It's not something that you cannot even tamper with it. It's already in the Constitution. That's what it's saying. The Constitution has said such a person cannot contest. And then for them to do an act, putting that out of what you can say, oh, you can go to court on, and then punishing the person. If you dare go to court out of any of these things, you are being punished for this. No. It's absolutely, it's absolutely crazy. The Constitution is supreme, said former minority leader Mamora. Any provision of an act that seeks to limit the enforcement of constitutional qualification criteria is liable to be struck down for inconsistency. They carried this into Mr. Tinubu, former governor of Lagos State. Within so hours, he signed it because that's what they wrote, that they put on. Citizens were protesting. National Assembly came together and ratified. The National Assembly members are coming to come and do this thing for us, messages, Twitter spaces, and whatever, to tell us that they are helpless. There's nothing there. No, you are not helpless. There's something you can do. You are voted there to represent the people. You are first among equals. If the leadership there are doing anyhow, you impeach your leadership and install another leadership there and there. You cannot sit down and they are destroying our nation. You, the people that we put in to represent us, to speak for us, to be there for us, you are coming back that you are helpless. You are not helpless. You are passive, participant of this destruction of our nation.